What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining me for another Pokemon VGC video today, where I attempt to climb the online rankings and try to become a better competitive battler as I go along. Now, in yesterday's episode, we had a very rage-inducing episode where Anger Point was in both of the battles and Swagger was just all over the place. And I'm going to tell you right now, Swagger is not a swaggy move, it's an annoying move. And one of my Pokemon got KO'd by the Swagger, and that was just completely annoying to try to get around, and I had to battle around it, unfortunately. So hopefully we don't see that today. Let's try to climb the online rankings as best as we can, and again, we're using today my New England Regionals team. So I brought this team to New England Regionals. I did fairly well. Again, like I said in yesterday's episode, I went 5-3. I came out 52 out of 185 participants, and I could have done better than that. But I'm actually going to make a video for the NE Regionals sometime this week, hopefully today or tomorrow. So look forward to that as well. And thank you for watching my videos. So I'm going to jump right on the ladder, and again, if you like this video, please subscribe and like if you want to see more VGC content as we try to prepare for the 2006 season, because unfortunately I cannot attend nationals, and I can't attend nationals, and obviously I don't have enough CP and PP to go to Worlds, so we're going to be shooting for the Nationals and Worlds in 2016, so that is a good goal to keep in mind. But we're going to be rated up against a 1589 player in Japan, highly ranked player, and looking at their team right now, they have a very strong team. So they have the Kang, they have the Zapdos, they have the Bisharp. Pretty well-rounded team, actually. The Terrakion, the Swampert, and the Politoed. Now, I actually think this is a front. I don't think that is Mega Swampert. I think that's actually Standard Swampert and probably Special Attacking Swampert. That's what my guess would be, and his Mega would just be Kangaskhan. So that's what I'm going to be taking from his team preview right now. Could very well be Mega Swampert, and if it is, it's going to present a lot of problems for my team, especially when it comes to my Charizard, my Metagross, my Rhydon, and my Trevenant if he has Ice Punch. So I definitely want to bring Scrafty in this, just being the bulky type Pokemon to be able to take those hits, but unfortunately I can't hit the Swampert very hard. He's probably not going to bring his Kangaskhan if his Swampert is his Mega, so let's start trying to figure out what he's going to bring here. So I can definitely bring Lapras. Lapras doing a lot of work to all of his Pokemon, actually. Actually, 4 of his Pokemon, being the Zapdos, the Politoed, the Swampert, and the Terrakion with that Dry Freeze. Dry Freeze actually being so useful. I do believe he is going to lead with his Bisharp, though, thinking that I may lead with my Scrafty. He may lead with his Bisharp and his Kangaskhan, just to deter me from leading with my Scrafty and having his Kangaskhan out there to fake out. He could very well do that, but what would he want to do? What would he want to do with his Bisharp? Trying to think. So I gotta start thinking here. So I'm gonna bring the Scrafty out there. It's fine if he brings his Bisharp, and I'm gonna bring the Charizard. Definitely want to bring the Lapras, and yeah, I want to bring the Trevenant. Trevenant, if I can preserve my Trevenant against his Swampert, against his Politoed, and against his Terrakion, actually destroy his Terrakion, my Trevenant. Because if he has Rock Slide, if he has Close Combat on his Terrakion, it's not going to do anything to my Trevenant. So let's see what he wants to lead with. What's that? Bisharp and Kangaskhan. So I kind of called that right, but it's fine. That's fine if he wants to lead with his Bisharp. Getting the Defiant boost, which is okay. I can actually take anything this Bisharp wants to do. If he wants to go for the Sucker Punch onto my Charizard, that's actually fine as well. My Charizard, my Mega Charizard, at least should be able to take that fairly well. Bisharp presenting a lot of problems for my team, though, because Charizard really the only one that can get rid of Bisharp in one hit, other than my Scrafty. But my Scrafty is going to get faked out right here by the Kangaskhan, and I can't do anything to prevent that. Just trying to think right now, because I don't know what this Bisharp has. If it has a Focus Sash, it's going to live the Heat Wave and then get off a Sucker Punch. He's going to fake out my... He's gonna fake out my Scrafty? I think he's gonna fake out my Scrafty, but if he doesn't and he goes for the fake out into my Charizard, I'm gonna get a Drain Punch into this Bisharp, potentially bringing you down to his Focus Sash. And then hopefully I could play around the Sucker Punch. So, let's see. I actually shouldn't have Mega Evolved right there with my Charizard. I wasn't paying attention because the timer was going down, but I actually do... if I'm going to protect my Charizard, I obviously don't Mega Evolve, so I could preserve the turns of Sun right there. But I may be switching out my Charizard this next turn. So he does go for the fake out into the Scrafty, probably going for the knockout into the Scrafty as well with his Bisharp, which is actually a very good play. He goes for the Sucker Punch into the Charizard. Okay, so that's fine with me. That's okay. Wonder what this Kangaskhan is going to do, though. I'm going to switch my Lapras in there because he could double down into my Charizard. He could Sucker Punch my Charizard. If he wants to knock off my Scrafty, it's not going to do anything. He could have the Fighting type attack on his Kangaskhan, but I don't know whether or not his Kangaskhan wants to stay in here because whatever either one of these Pokemon wants to dish out the Scrafty, it's going to take it fairly well, and I can get an easy Drain Punch on either one of these Pokemon. So he may actually switch out his Kangaskhan, go for the Sucker Punch with the Bisharp, and I'm going to switch out, not getting the Sucker Punch off, obviously, and then getting a Drain Punch off. So let's see what he wants to do. So he's not going to switch out either one of those Pokemon. Because this Kangaskhan's definitely faster than my Charizard. Goes for the return into Scrafty. Goes for the return into Scrafty. Obviously, Scrafty is just a monster when it comes to defense. Let's see what his Bisharp wants to go for. Let's go for the Iron Head into the Scrafty. So this Scrafty is a threat to his team. And I'm going to lose Scrafty. I didn't think he was going to double down into the Scrafty, but I should have seen that coming just because Scrafty is such a threat to his team. I'm not playing well right now. I'm not playing well right now because Scrafty obviously being a huge threat. So I should have seen that coming. I was just fearing the Sucker Punch so much, not knowing whether or not it would have been able to KO. If it was non-Life Orbed, it probably wouldn't have been able to KO, but he is Life Orbed, and it would have KO'd my Charizard, and I didn't want that to happen. But I could have just definitely gotten easy Heat Wave off on both of these Pokemon, doing a lot of damage to the Kangaskhan, KOing the Bisharp, and I would have been up in this battle because I would have still had Scrafty. Those are, one turn can just completely ruin the match for you, and fortunately I'm going to be having to battle out of a hole right now, and I do have Trevenant. I want to preserve my Trevenant, just in case he does have any of his water types in the back. Probably going to have Zapdos, and I want to preserve my... I was going to go for the Sucker Punch in my Charizard. Just going to go for the Sucker Punch in my Charizard. Probably the... How well is he going to read me again? Is he not going to go for the Sucker Punch into the Charizard? I think he's going to go for the Sucker Punch into Charizard. Just, you know, Bisharp has done his job. He's knocked out my Scrafty. So he's just like, you want to take out my Bisharp? That's fine. I'm going to Sucker Punch your Charizard. And that's actually pretty good on his part because my Lapras is not being able to do much to his Bisharp. And I can't really do much with a Hydro Pump. That's what I'm going to do. I can't do much here. What's he going to do? He's going to protect. Okay. That's fine. He's probably going to go for the return. The low kick into the Lapras. Okay. That's alright. I'm going to be able to survive that. Not going to be able to survive another one, though. I'm going to get a Heat Wave off. Can I hit it? Can I hit it? Can I get a burn? Can I get a burn? Wow, that doing a lot. And the Dry Freeze potentially picking up the KO onto this Kangaskhan. Will it do it? Oh my god, the Kangaskhan. The Kangaskhan. Are you going to switch out your Kangaskhan? I can easily go for... Just going to go for the Sucker Punch on my Charizard now. Bisharp, I hate you. You're so hard to breed and play around. You are. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Because if I switch on my Trevenant, he could just knock off my Trevenant so easily, knock off the Citrus Berry, potentially KO it with his Defiant boost. If he Sucker Punches my Charizard's going down. Oh man, what do I want to do? I'm gonna go for the Heat Wave. He could go for the Iron Head into the Lapras to knock it out, but he's gonna go for another low kick. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go for the Ice Shard. It's gonna KO the Kangaskhan. He's probably gonna Sucker Punch my Charizard. He just spams Sucker Punch at this point. He really can. He's going for the Sucker Punch. I'm gonna get an Ice Shard off with my Lapras, and this is gonna KO the Kangaskhan. So no more Kangaskhan. Thank God we got around that. Okay, okay. Get the lefties off. Get the lefties off. I'm actually hoping, like, the sun runs out. I'm really hoping the sun runs out so I could just Hydro Pump this damn Bisharp. Ooh, the Terrakion. That's actually a really good, great combination. Great combination right there, because Rock Slide from the Terrakion, going to be super effective against both of my Pokemon, and he's going to Sucker Punch my Bisharp. I can't knock out this Bisharp with my Lapras in the sun. I could if it wasn't in the sun. Risky plays here, people. Risky plays. Okay, I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump. Bisharp being as frail as he is, hopefully this Hydro Pump can actually connect and KO. I'm going to put my Trevenant in there. His Terrakion can't touch my Trevenant unless he gets, like, crits out of nowhere. He's going for the Close Combat into my Lapras. Okay. Okay, that's actually a really good play right there. And what is he going to do? He's going to go for the knockoff into my Trevenant, because if he does do that, that's actually really good. Sunlight actually fades when I don't need it to. He would probably protect it with his Bisharp. I don't even actually see what his Bisharp did right there. He's going to go for the Sucker Punch into my... He's going to go for the Sucker Punch into my Charizard. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Do I want to go for the Trick Room and then the Will-O-Wisp? Because I'm going to attack first next turn. But then he's going to get another Rock Slide off with his Terrakion. I don't know whether or not I could survive it. Actually, I can survive a Rock Slide from this Terrakion. I can. Unless this Terrakion has Taunt. But I don't feel like it has Taunt. Probably Rock Slide, Close Combat. No, this is what I'm going to do. Trick Room, Protect, and then the following turn I'll go for the Wood Hammer. Onto... He's going to go for the knockoff. He's definitely going to do that. So he's going to go for the Rock Slide. I'm not going to survive the knockoff. Bisharp putting in so much work. Yep, that's game. That's game. Not paying attention. I can't pay attention when I do these videos. It's so hard. I gotta get better at doing it, because what I could have done is I could have went for the Overheat or the Heat Wave. I knew I could have survived. I know I could survive a Rock Slide from that Terrakion. I definitely know I can do that. I would have survived the Rock Slide from the Terrakion. I'd have gotten a Heat Wave off onto this Bisharp. I would have gotten my Trick Room up, I would have Wood Hammered the Terrakion, and hopefully would have... That's what I should have done. See, these things I don't think about thoroughly when I'm doing videos, because I'm trying to commentate to let everyone know what I'm doing, but I should have done that. So this is yet another match I could have won. I probably could have won it in the tournament, because I was like super concentration mode in the tournament, but... Sucker Punch, Rock Slide. Why is he not going to go for that play? So... Let's see how well I can take the Sucker Punch. Let's see how well I can take the Sucker Punch. See if we can actually take a +1 Sucker Punch from a Bisharp. And we can! We can! So that's definitely information that it's good information to know because we could have done that earlier. We could have done that earlier. Oh my god. So, gonna lose this battle. Should have definitely won that after just thinking about everything I could have done. But this is why you do battle spot, so you can see the weaknesses of your team and see if you can actually take hits from a +1 life or Bisharp. And that's good information to know for the future because Bisharp, even though Charizard taking it out so easily, Bisharp can just definitely be such a threat to the Charizard by just sucker punching it. And just any Pokemon in general, especially when it comes to being super effective against it and like the Metagross. But going to lose the first battle, unfortunately, dropping down into the 1487 range, going 1 and 2. Not something I like to do on camera, but unfortunately that's what's going to happen in this video. And like I said on my other game cartridge, I'm like literally closing in on the 1700. So being the difference between commentating and actually concentrating on the game, that's the difference. That is the big difference. So we are going to be playing a 1349 player from Japan. Wow, that is actually really low ranking. So probably could be seeing a team like this. So we have the Politoed, we have the Manectric, we have the Golbat thingy, the Haxorus, Gengar, and we have the Pachirisu. The Pachirisu, Sajin Park's main man right there. So the patch. So Pachirisu gonna cause so many problems for my team. Because I don't have, I mean, I could bring the, Rhydon actually, you know, could we feature Rhydon in this video? That could be really good because he has 2 electric type Pokemon on his team. Gengar possibly not being able to do anything, his Golbat thingy not going to be able to do anything to my Rhydon, so I'm definitely going to bring my Rhydon. The only thing that could hurt my Rhydon would be the Politoed because it is 4 times super effective against the Hydro Pump in the range. It's going to completely destroy it. I don't care about the Eviolite at that point. So just interesting to see who he's going to lead with because he doesn't have anyone that can fake out. Possibly going to go for the Tailwind with his Golbat thingy. I don't know why I can't think of its damn name. But let's see who can actually, if he goes for the Tailwind, that would be perfectly fine. His Brave Bird's not going to KO my Trevenant either. He could leave with the Gengar though. The Gengar being able to taunt my Trevenant, or just go for the straight up Shadow Ball into it, or the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb not being super effective though. What could I do? So I'm gonna leave with the Scrafty. If he wants to leave with the Gengar, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna be able to eat up the Brave Bird. Scrafty is such a good Pokemon. And then I'm going to lead. Do I want to leave with the Charizard? Is he gonna leave with the Politoed? He could bring the Politoed in the back just to counter my Charizard. I'm going to bring the Rhydon, and I'm going to bring the Trevenant. I'm going to bring the Trevenant. Now thinking back on it, the Trevenant probably being a better decision in this over Lapras. Trick Room actually being viable against his team, considering the fact that it may be a Tailwind team. So that could actually help out. But the thing is, I have to get the Trick Room off. That's the thing right there with the Trick Room. You have to actually get it off and trying to fight around taunts. And Trevenant's not a mental herb Pokemon because he has Harvest, so he's going to obviously have a berry on him. So this is actually really good. This is really good for me that he led with the Politoed because I can just easily counter his Rain with my Sun. And I'm gonna get the Intimidate off onto his Crobat. That's what it's called, Crobat. So the Brave Bird obviously not being a factor in this battle right now. So he could switch out the Politoed, expecting the Solar Beam. Even though I don't even have Solar Beam on this Charizard, I actually have Hidden Power Ground for the Heatran. And I have Overheat and I have Heat Wave. So, Scrafty could be this could be a good fake out right here. This Politoed not doing anything to either one of my Pokemon. So I'm gonna Mega Evolve. Who does he have in the back? Who could he possibly switch into? He could switch into the Haxorus. The Haxorus would be a really good switch in. Gengar would be a really good switch in. But I don't have Solar Beam, so I'm gonna go either for the Heat Wave or the You know, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. So, if he wants to protect, that would be perfectly fine because I'm going to go for the Heat Wave. Just get damage off onto this Golbat as well. So, I'm going to Mega Evolve and I'm going to Heat Wave. Get the Sun up. Get the Sun boosted Fire type attack. He is going to switch out his Polytoad, which is perfectly fine. He's going to switch in his Haxorus. Haxorus being a very, very, very good switch in because it was going to take the Solar Beam. It's going to take the Fire type attack very, very nicely. So, good switch in on his part, but I'm going to Mega Evolve, get the Sun up, and get this Heat Wave off and Fake Out onto this Golbat, unless it protects. It could do that. It could do that. So, let's see how this turn wants to play itself out. I'm going to get the Fake Out onto the Crobat. It's not going to protect. I'm going to get a Heat Wave off on the Crobat as well. It's Inner Focus! Okay, I forgot about that. Being Inner Focus, it's still not going to do much. Wow, that did a lot. That did a lot. Wow, that did a lot. Okay. And he's going to survive! Okay, so, I mean, it kind of was expecting the Brave Bird right there, or possibly the Tailwind. He went for the Tailwind. That'd be actually really, really good because I have a Trick Room Pokemon in the back. But getting rid of this Crobat right now is my top priority because it can hit my Trevenant and my Scrafty extremely hard. So, Haxorus is most likely going for a Dragon Dance right here. Probably going to go for a Dragon Dance. He's going to go for another Brave Bird into my... Trying to think here. This Crobat's faster than my Charizard. That is a thing. Do you have Rock Slide though, Haxorus? Haxorus could possibly have Rock Slide. The off chance that he has Rock Slide, I'm gonna protect. Again, I don't have to because it's non-stab. It's not gonna knock out my Charizard unless it flinches. And it's not going to do anything to my Rhydon regardless, but let's see how this next turn wants to play itself out. I'm going to protect my Charizard. He could double down into my Charizard, go for a Brave Bird into Charizard. Going to Brave Bird into the Rhydon? Rhydon? Yeah, it's because I protected with my Charizard. Okay, so obviously not going to do anything to my Rhydon. He's going to take recoil damage, going to knock out his Crobat. So that was a really good switch in. See if he goes for the Rock Slide. If he does, yeah, he does go for the Rock Slide. So that's actually good that he went for the Rock Slide right there because protected with my Charizard, and it's not going to do anything to my Rhydon. I don't have to worry about a flinch. Does get the critical hit though, and I did lose one battle because I got crit 3 times in a row and flinched 2 times in a row in the same battle in the NE regionals, and I could have went. I actually could have went 7-1. RNG not being my favorite in the 2 matches that I did lose. Could have made top cut, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. So, good switch in on his part, bringing the Polytoad in. Very good switch in on his part. And it's just literally forcing a switch out with my Charizard. Because he's going to go for the... That's really good switch in, because he's going to go for the Scold into my Rhydon, and he's going to go for the Rock Slide again. So, probably the best switch in I would have right here... Probably the best switch in I would have right here would be switch in my Trevenant. But this Haxorus probably could just outrage my Trevenant or taunt it before I can get the Trick Room up. So, I didn't pick fast enough. I don't know why I'm not paying attention. So I'm going to switch out the Rhydon. I don't even know what I picked with my Charizard. Charizard's going to probably get knocked out. Unless he goes for the Scold into the Rhydon, and then he's going to go for... Or he just double down on the Charizard. I'm not going to get the Protect off. What's he going to do? He's going to outrage. He's going to outrage the Scrafty. So that's good. That is pretty good. Is he going to go for the Scold into the Charizard? Going for the Scold into the Charizard. So that's actually not that bad of a turn. What am I talking about? It's actually a terrible turn. That is a terrible turn. I gotta start... Okay, let me just, like, figure this out really quick here. Okay, so he may go for the knockout of the Scrafty, but he's most likely going to go for another Scold into the Charizard. If he does, it's not going to be very effective against my Trevenant. Hopefully I can get the Trick Room up. That would be really nice. He's going to protect. Okay, that's even perfect. That's even that couldn't have played out better than I thought it would have. Okay, and you're going to get confused. Are you Prismberry? Okay, Lumberry. Okay, even better. All right, all right, all right, all right. Probably going to go straight after the Trevenant with his Haxorus. Potentially taunt it. He could do the taunt. He could do the taunt. Okay, so is he gonna go after my Scrafty? He's not. He's gonna go for the Outrage. Outrage onto the Trevenant, and then a Scold onto the Scrafty. Because I can't switch in either one of my Pokemon, so kind of in a crappy position right now. But I'm gonna protect with my Scrafty and go for the Trick Room. I could probably live in Outrage from a -1 Haxorus, unless he taunts. If he taunts, then that's bad. Does he go for the taunt? Rock Slide! Rock Slide. Why? Why does he go for the Rock Slide? I wasn't going to switch into my Charizard right there. I definitely wasn't going to switch into my Charizard. Don't freeze. Don't freeze me. Don't freeze me. Yeah, okay, don't freeze me. Alright, there we go. And we're going to get the Trick Room up. Yeah, Trick Room. This Poly... And that's why he's going for the Rock Slide. RNG, really, like, the RNGesus, he does not like me at all. He does not. Well, he does not. I can't catch a break right here. I cannot catch a break. Let's try to think this one out here. Preserving the Fake Out would probably be nice, and the Intimidate. I'm going to go to Protect with the Trevenant, and then I'm going to switch into my Rhydon, preserve the Intimidate, and then preserve the, oh, God. Go for the Ice Beam. Go for the Ice Beam with the Trevenant. I'm going to preserve the Intimidate. I'm going to preserve the Outrage into the Trevenant. The Ice Beam into the Trevenant. So he's double targeting the Trevenant right there. So he's most likely going to target down the Rhydon with... do I want to sack? Okay, so protect. Oh man, it's gonna be tough. Let's do it. I'm gonna go into the Scrafty to get another Intimidate off. Sack the Scrafty. If he doesn't go into the Scrafty, that's really, really, really good. Unless he goes for the Ice Beam into the Trevenant, and if he does, that's really unfortunate. So let's see how this went. Protect again with the Politoed. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's just stalling out his own turns of rain. He's gonna go for the Earthquake. Okay, so it's not gonna KO my Trevenant. And he is a -2 Haxorus. It's not going to do anything like Trevenant. I'm going to get the Trick Room up, and I'm going to be able to knock out this Politoed with a Hammer Arm. Oh man, this is looking a lot better now. So that switch in was actually really, really good. The rain's going to stop. He's probably going to switch out his Politoed now, and the thing is, who does he have in the back? So his Golbat is done. He brought his Golbat, brought his Haxorus. He could have the Manectric in the back for a rain, 100% accuracy Thunder. So, trying to think of what I could possibly do right here. I'm going to be faster than his Haxorus with my Charizard. I'm going to put my Rhydon in there, actually. If he wants to stay in with his Politoed, that's fine. I'm going to go for the Hammer Arm, and then I'm going to go for the Ice Punch on the Haxorus. And, let's see how this plays out. He could potentially switch into his Gengar in the Politoed slot. He could switch in any of his Pokemon into the Politoed spot, but if it's not the Gengar, the Pachirisu and the Manectric are going to take it they're not going to take it very well at all. So, Ice Punch into the Haxorus, and then I'm going to go for the Wood Hammer into the Politoed. He could protect with his Haxorus. Haven't seen it yet, but he can't really risk a double protect into the Politoed right now in his position, so he's probably going to either switch out to preserve the Rain. Which would be good. It would be good, but whatever comes in is going to take this. Oh, he's going to withdraw the Haxorus. So his Politoed is actually going to stay in, and he's going to bring in the Gengar. So I'm going to break the Gengar Sash with this Ice Punch. Okay, alright, good. And then the Wood Hammer. Can the Wood Hammer KO, though? I think it can. Yeah, definitely can. Trevenant, you are a monster. You are a monster. Just trying to play around these other Pokemon, and then getting the Citrus Berry off, even being more of a monster in the sun, even though you're a Grass type, and you're just gonna get completely destroyed by Grass type Pokemon, but that's okay. That's okay. Thing is now, what do I want to do for this next turn? What do I want to do for this next turn? Does he protect with his Haxorus? I haven't seen protect yet. He has Outrage and he has Rock Slide. He probably has protect. Probably has protect. If I go for the Ice Punch, it's not going to KO the Gengar. If I go for a Rock Slide, it's not going to... I don't think Rock Slide is going to KO the Gengar. Biggest threat on my team right now is this Haxorus. The Haxorus is probably going to go for Earthquake. Again, it's not going to... It's not going to KO either one of my Pokemon. Okay, so even if the Haxorus... Okay, we have Rock Slide, we have Earthquake, we have Outrage, and most likely Protect. So, that's fine. You know, that's fine with me. So I'm going to go for the safe Ice Punch, and I'm going to go for the Wood Hammer into the Gengar. Hopefully the Gengar doesn't protect. Can't see why the Gengar would protect. Okay, so Gengar is his Mega, and it's not Manectric. So Gengar obviously going to be attacking last right here, being the... Oh, he's going to protect! He's going to protect! Why didn't I see that coming? And he's got an Earthquake. Okay, so... Okay. It's not going to knock out either one of my Pokemon. Hopefully, Trevenant can get the Citrus Berry off. He does. Okay, alright, good. Good. He's going to go for the Shadow Ball into the Trevenant. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to protect with my Trevenant. I know I'm stalling out. I know I have two more turns of Trick Room. So I'm going to stall. He's going to go for the Shadow Ball, hopefully, into my Trevenant. I'm going to get an Earthquake off. It's going to connect with the Gengar now, so it's going to be super effective stab move. So hopefully it does kill the Gengar, and it does. It takes out both of the Pokemon. So, and I get a crit. So that was a very intense battle right there. Man, we're just trying to fish for these wins to get out of this low ranking. We're probably not going to get many points for that battle, but we did win it 3-0, and should have definitely made a couple of better plays in that battle, not protecting with my Charizard and just going for a straight out attack, because I know now that I can take a bunch of Rock Slide. I could take a Rock Slide from a Terrakion. I could take a Rock Slide from a Landorus, and I did that on purpose so that if it's me and Lando, obviously Scarf Lando is going to go before my Charizard, and if he Rock Slides me and I have a full HP Charizard, it's not going to KO me unless it gets the flinch, and I'm going to get the Overheat off and kill the Landorus. That's kind of what I had going on with my Charizard, making a bulky Charizard, and really compensating for the speed with a Trick Room. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I really appreciate everyone that does watch my videos, and please subscribe if you liked the video, and like the video if you haven't liked it yet. And I'm going to be coming out with more VGC content, so look forward to that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.